SGA presidential candidates, Mark Smith and Jarvis Gray. Mark, let's start with your platform.
Good. It's simple. It is increasing increasing visibility, communication, and effective engagement. And we're going to be doing that on 3 fronts. That's with the students, the administration, and with our alumni donor network. So in engaging with students, I have a initiative called Race to the Crown Initiative, in which we would take there's the SGA scholarship of $25,000, and $5,000 of that is from the E-Board. And so I plan to use that $5,000 to award 10 students with $500 funding for a community initiative revitalization project that they propose. And the second is engaging with the administration. And that is with a line-by-line recommendation list from the SGA to President Wilson, as well as a report card of every department there is here on campus. And with our alumni donor, it's simple of creating a call center made up of work students to reach out to our donors.
Okay, and Mr. Gray?
All right, well, my platform focuses to execute 3 areas: to advocate, to innovate, to motivate. Under the area of advocacy, one of the initiatives that I want to bring forward, in addition to the normal student concerns, is the pass-fail option. This will enable students the opportunity to take more challenging courses without worrying about it negatively affecting their GPAs. The next area is innovation. This is where I'm borrowing an idea from another institution, the SGA meter. This will allow every initiative under my administration to be listed on our website, and you will see the status next to it, whether it's completed, rejected, in progress, and so on and so forth. Another piece under innovation is the Morehouse brick project, which I've initiated as junior class president. This is a project that will allow alum and students approaching alum status the opportunity to purchase a brick and have their name engraved in it, and it's going to be placed on this Morehouse College campus. This is something I propose to raise scholarship money, and my goal is that within the next 5 years, we'll sell 10,000 bricks, bringing a revenue of $1.25 million. Under the area of motivation, I'm interested in helping brothers stay here at Morehouse College through offering scholarship workshops to help them seek out those scholarships that are available and that are out there.
Okay. I'm going to start with asking each of you questions that were asked by either the student body, former SGA administrative position holders, or current SGA administrative position holders. Okay? All right, we're going to start with Mark. And what do you have to say about critics who say that you don't look necessarily presidential?
I'll say that's a problem. We've been electing a lot of folks that look presidential time after time, and they haven't been delivering presidential results. So I think it's time that we differentiate what authentic leadership is. Authentic leadership is knowing the difference between dressing up to perform your job and wearing a costume. So for the critics that say I don't look presidential, I can guarantee them that I will perform the job as a president, and that I behave as the president. So my past experience, whether that's my outside experience and whatever with different political groups, politicians, or government roles, is I'm delivering. And I haven't had to be the one to put on a suit and tie to act like or to look like I'm doing something.
Okay, and with you not looking or dressing supposedly as a quintessential SGA president, do you believe that some people may believe that this is a voting to get voters to the common man tactic, or is this genuinely Mark Smith?
This is genuinely me. I'm from Texas, and most of the time when I'm working on campaigns out there and in my comfort zone, and even working for my dad's business or whatnot, it's jeans, button up, or any other days it's jeans and a sweater. Everyone knows I wear hoodies all year round. So this is me, and it isn't a tactic. I'm not about gimmicks. I'm just about delivering who I am.
Okay. Thank you. Jarvis, after one of your biggest publicized events of your presidency, which was the graduate school boot camp, Student apathy supposedly prevented the event from being as successful as planned. How can you change the apathy of the student body if you can't change the apathy of the student class, or your class specifically?
Good question. I definitely believe that we have the possibility to change the student apathy by letting students feel that they have an integral role within this institution and that their voices are being heard. With the boot camp, you know, about 10% of the students that registered for the event showed up, which was very disappointing. But we offered the resource. You know, you ever heard the saying, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. But as SGA president, my goal would be to further encourage those brothers to take part in the initiatives that we have, because every initiative that I bring to the table will be for the betterment of the brothers here in this institution. We would just have to reach common ground to a place where, you know, they accept what I have to give and understand that it's for the benefit of this institution.
When we talk about for the betterment of the institution in themselves, you believe that, would you say that the boot camp was one of the betterments of themselves, if they would have went to the boot camp?
Absolutely.
What could your administration have done better to ensure that they came, that the 90% or at least 50% came to the program?
Well, one thing I was concerned about was it being, I suppose, starting in the morning. It started about 10 a.m., which I thought, you know, would be decent timing at first, but then kind of after realizing that people, you know, hang out the night before, that may have been a bad idea. And then we found ourselves kind of comparing it to the marketing conclave and saying, why do students show up to that, but they didn't really come to this, and we offer this event for free? But then I started to think, well, with the conclave, they charge for that. We didn't charge for this. We had this event totally sponsored, $1,500 in sponsorship dollars. So when students registered, I suppose they felt no commitment to it because they did not have to pay any money. But I would like to continue to offer this resource for free. But I think if we would have charged for it, students would have registered, but then they would have also showed up.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gray. Mark, you serve as an RA, but some people believe that that is one of your only leadership roles here. How can you be an SGA presidential candidate or president if you have no SGA experience other than the advisory role that you serve with President Randall in his policy?
I think it's just looking at the performance of SGA in the past and who's been filling up those roles. And the guys that are running, you know, these are some good guys, but they've had some positions in SGA where when you go around campus and you ask folks, you know, do you know what your SGA has done for you this past year? And there's a bunch of I don't knows, you know, and there's a bunch of blank stares and simply disengagement moved from the student body. What I bring to the table is that this year I've been put in a position where I manage a staff as well as overseeing 60 residents. And I've had to perform my job. So my residents, they don't go to SGA when they're having issues because financial aid and registrars are not communicating with each other effectively. They come to their RAs. When they're having issues with you know, being purged or issues with the CAF or issues with their professors, anything, when they have real issues, they come to us. So this year, my ear's been on the ground. And there are a lot of folks who have had leadership positions. Have they been fulfilling them? A lot of folks who are putting pen to paper and not feet to the ground. So my foot has been to the ground. I've been actively engaged with the student body. So no, I don't have SGA experience. I haven't ran for every single office or every single pageant since freshman year. I've been a student, living among students, and developing a genuine concern for the student body. So it's pretty good that I'm not the typical SGA candidate. And the student body deserves something much more better.
When you talk about a position that is voted on and you receive it by a group of individuals who are such as RDs or OHRL versus a position in leadership role that is given by the students or voted on by the students, how would you differentiate that? You know, you were, as you said, you work with 60 residents, you work with the staff as a lead RA. but you were voted, you know, with adults as a, by adults, by RDs, by a staff at Morehouse College. What about the students? How do you think that you will appeal to the students and get their vote?
You know, I've been developing a lot of relationships with, you know, a lot of my guys, particularly the freshman class. And that's also forced me to, you know, develop relationships with other RAs who are upperclassmen and knowing what to do in, you know, OHRL and picking up more responsibilities as lead RA and helping the central office in terms of upperclassmen halls, hearing concerns on serving on the resident assistant advisory council. And we all, you know, it's RAs from every single hall and taking those concerns and things that, quite frankly, housing shouldn't be, you know, worried about addressing, but when their residents don't have anyone to go to, they go to the RAs. So the way that I use that to engage with the student body is, look, I haven't been some high and mighty guy. I've been serving with you. I've been in the midst of, you know, the disengagement and whatever struggle that's been out there with you. So, you know, it's just a bunch of banking on my personal relationship with guys and my true, you know, dedication to serving folks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah.
Mr. Gray, you served in the SGA Senate last semester as well as now serving as a class president. However, students have still cited your temperament in the SGA and the JPT debate about 2 years ago. How would the perception of your temperament affect your presidency?
I don't think that perception would necessarily affect my presidency. I think in this campaign season, I'll have the opportunity to go around and speak to different students, and we'll have the opportunity to connect. And they'll see that I'm not quite that person that they saw on stage that night. So, you know, I'm looking forward to connecting with students and letting them see the true me, you know, the good guy I am. I want them to see the heart that I have for this institution and understand that I'm ready to lead this student body and move forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll vouch for that. Getting to know him personally, he's a good guy.
And so would you please give your closing statement, and we'll start with Mark Smith.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's good to be here with you too, Jarvis. You know, student body has been lacking, or has, since the SGA has been lacking engagement with them. And I wrote an article in 3 weeks in Maroon Tiger called "This Engagement Stupid." That just has an overall critique of our administration, as student administration and higher administration. And it's just time that we get some folks in there who will engage with the student body, and that is engaging people while initiating change and returning to fundamental basics and the spirit of advocacy. So that's what I'm running on, and that's what I believe and what my dedication is to that role in doing so.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Gray.
Yes, thank you. And thank you once again for having us here this evening. Since I came into Morehouse as a freshman, I've always wanted to leave my mark on this institution and to leave a great impact that will be lasting. I believe that if I have the opportunity to serve as SGA president, I can do just that. One of the greatest quotes that I love is, I'm going to paraphrase it a little, is Dr. Benjamin Elijah's quote. Whatever you do, strive to do it so well that no man, dead, alive, or yet to be born, can do it any better. When I'm in a leadership position, that is the goal that I strive for, that I will be the very best, and that I will offer the very best. I am ready to work for this Morehouse College student body. I just need the student body to trust me and work with me.
Thank you. And we thank Mr. Jarvis Gray as well as Mr. Mark Smith. Thank you.